Thank you for those profound words, Warner. Christy King?
Yes, I'm here.
With us with family time.
Thanks, President Richard. So we'll start with birthdays. Past President Gary Wilkinson celebrated his birthday yesterday on August 16th. Tom Signorello and past President Harlan Bost are both celebrating their birthdays on August 18th. And past President Hobie Jost will celebrate his birthday on August 20th. And for member anniversaries, past President Jay Plotkin is celebrating 22 years with Rotary today. Past President Harlan Bost and past President David Bissell are both celebrating 20 years with Rotary on August 21st. And Lisa Marie Winslow is celebrating 4 years with Rotary on August 22nd. No wedding anniversaries this week.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, President Richard.
Okay. And now we have a brand new feature for our club, and that is a past president's history talk. And featuring the very first one, past President Robert Harris. Please welcome him.
So who intentionally put this on their calendar so they could come hear this? That's what I needed to say. Actually, I was told 2 or 3 or 4 times by Harlan, I want you to go first for 2 reasons. Number one, keep it to 5 minutes. He said, in fact, in your situation, you can keep it to 2 minutes because your presidency was not that memorable. You'll be able to cover everything in the first 2 minutes. Secondly, if you go first, anybody that speaks after you is going to look great. So I need you to go ahead and be the first to speak. Let me first preface anything that I say, and I will keep it short because I know how this is a little like watching paint throw or sit on a canvas. Understanding when I took the job, I had been in Rotary for about 5 or 6 years, and Jim Stevie, who many of you may know, who's the world's nicest human being, had an event occur, a personal event, couldn't take the job, called and asked if I could. I stepped in, and like anybody else, it's a lot of responsibility, it's a lot of activity, it's a lot of moving pieces, and I can tell you this, having been born and raised in Jacksonville, many times I got asked to be put on boards when they literally couldn't find other people. I moved sometimes through the ranks to nice positions because people either died or through attrition. So it sort of ended up the same way as president. I can tell you of anything I've done in Jacksonville, I'm 70 years old, I have never enjoyed anything more than Rotary, and I certainly have never enjoyed anything more than being president. And I say that specifically and pointing the finger at Patty and other members of the room. Patty makes this job so easy from start until finish by literally answering any question, keeping you politically correct, answering any request that you may have from start until finish. But I did have 2 things that were important, several things that were important to me. Number one, I liked the clapping. I went to several other clubs early on, and I noticed we didn't clap a whole lot. And I hope Patty bears this out, or even Barry. One of the things in particular was after we introduced the visitors and guests, there was specific protocol that you didn't clap, and Gary or Judge Wilkinson made it better than anybody. It was either after the other Rotarians or after the guests, you weren't supposed to clap. And we got reprimanded several times, I did, by asking people to clap and starting the clapping. But the 2 things that I learned that I thought were my own lessons that were sort of important related to the dais. When I first joined, you had to walk up about 25 steps and you could barely see the folks there. So I suggested can we sort of move it down and be a little more close to what was going on. I immediately was called to the side as soon as I became president, and I asked Patty, and she said, you can do whatever you want to do. And I was told right away by about 5 or 6 or 7 of the members, you shouldn't do that. The dais creates that atmosphere that you ought to have. Had to live with that, and they had to live with what my selection was. There were several things that also occurred that were sort of fun for me, and one of them was in the first few meetings, somebody walked up and said, you should start that meeting immediately. The minute that bell is rung, start your meeting, people want to hear what's going on. Within 5 minutes, somebody else walked up and said, it's extremely important that you leave at least 10 or 15 minutes for everybody to listen to their tape. So I listened to that all year long, and I finally went, well, you know what, I'm going to find out, And I took a paper vote, got the votes in, and there were 33 votes that said we should do it the way Robert wants to do it, and 32 that said we shouldn't. So I told everybody I was correct from start until finish. Most importantly, we can relate to a certain time in our lives when we do certain things. What was important to me, and this I promise probably will only take 60 seconds, I went to a speech by a gentleman named Von McLaughlin, who's a minister over at Potter's House. And he's talked about Daniel in the lion's den. At the time that I was president, my wife was pregnant with our second little boy, and he gave a speech that absolutely took me out of my chair. I'd never heard anything quite as moving, even with the folks here that speak as well as they do. I chased him for 6 months until I could have lunch with him. And then I found that he brought, and the judicial candidates would know this, he brings in candidates to his triple thousand member church and introduces them. So I took my wife, who's an ardent Catholic, being Jewish, and we listened to him give his delivery. And for 45 minutes, I looked at my wife, who just really didn't want to go, and with our 2 little boys, and there were tears streaming down her face. I went into the back afterwards to have lunch with him, and I asked him, I said, how long did it take you to prepare that 45 minutes worth of remarks? He goes, oh, I did that on the way here this morning. So it sort of tells you there's so much that goes into what people do. My son is now, the little one is now 13 years old, so I can tell you 13 years ago I had the best experience of my life. I thank y'all. Of anything on my calendar that I enjoy, I look so forward to Rotary, particularly in the situation when I look up, all right, it's 5 minutes, I'll sit down.
No.
Usually you're less subtle than that.
Robert has raised the bar. Thank you for doing that. What year were you pro?
I couldn't tell you the year, but I could tell you it's 13 years and several months ago. So
I'd have to pull my shoes off, but I could count that up.
that's what it takes for me too. I appreciate it very much.
Robert, I remember you were president right after I joined, and I kept watching you and thinking, wow, this is an amazing club.
Yeah, went on downhill from there, didn't it?
Present company included.
Yes.
Anyway, some announcements for us. The Oratory Committee, Leslie, who is chairing the Oratory Committee, has some news for us today. They've been hard at work.
Hello, we have been very hard at work, the Oratory Committee. Thank you, everyone on the committee. We have begun meeting, and last week we came up with a proposed topic, and I just wanted to share it with the group to get your thoughts on it. So here we go. Select a written document, for example, a book, pamphlet, literature, proclamation, etc., that you believe has made a major impact on society at some point in history, and verbally present your reasons supported by how it has impacted you, along with documented facts, actual results from the written piece, and recorded public opinions. So we thought that the topic really allowed the student to expand their thinking and really opened up a wide array of things that they could talk about, you know, in books and publications, etc. So any thoughts from the group? Either, okay, like that, Mike? Yes, Perry.
The only thing I would comment on is that I would hope that whenever we're selecting topics, that we put in there, if possible, how it relates to Rotary. Rotary's,
Sure.
what is it, 6 now, 7. Rich, how many happen to?
7.
Okay. 7 now.
Yes, absolutely.
In other words, because that will cover the waterfront.
Right, absolutely, absolutely. We can do that. Any other thoughts, comments? We're good? Great, great. I am also going to step back. And now we'd like to talk to you about the Sergeant at Arms Committee. I'm looking for help the month of September as well as October. We are responsible for setting up the meeting as well as breaking everything down at the end of the meeting. So if anybody, I don't want to have to start calling you. If anybody would like to help me out, I would appreciate it. Please be in touch. Thank you.
Leslie is great to work with, and if you've ever seen a movie musical, you know that the most fun is behind the scenes, and you won't have to sing. There is a board meeting immediately following lunch today. Let's see, Lisa Marie is maybe with us and maybe not. And the answer is not. Okay, so I have to wing this announcement. We are offering Rotary shirts for order on our website. The deadline, this is probably the second most important thing to know other than your size. The deadline to order is Labor Day. Get your Rotary shirt. How come? Because if you go to a Rotary event and don't feel like wearing a suit coat and a pin, that is your best bet. I've reached for one many times and it has not been there. It will be by Labor Day or whenever they come. So please remember to order your Rotary shirts. Lori Whitmer, are you ready to introduce our visitors and guests?
All right, I'm here to welcome visitors and guests. And Steve Mann, do you have a guest that you'd like to introduce?
Grace.
Steve Mann?
Grace.
You have to introduce Grace?
Oh.
Is she your guest?
Yeah, Grace has been with us numerous times. Hopefully everybody's better. She's pretty good at humble being in the room. But we're so pleased to have her back and hopefully into writing this quickly. Sorry, wasn't prepared.
Are there any other visitors in the room? Any visiting Rotarians?
Ed Lombard, Westjax, introducing the speaker.
Thank you. Welcome. Any guests on Zoom? Assuming none. All right.
All right, here we
I was going to cue up the song.
I have a bunch of extra announcements here, but they've all been scratched out because Patty gave them to the district governor to do, which makes his appearing with us even more interesting. I hope we didn't give you too much, because what we really want to do is hear what you have to say about Rotary. And so, to introduce our district governor, I give you Assistant Governor Ed Lombard.
So it's my pleasure to be here today to introduce District Governor Rich Cooper. He's a native Floridian, resides in Palm Coast with his wife Nancy. They have 3 children in college. Prior to joining the insurance industry, he was a paramedic firefighter for 10 years. His independent insurance agency is one of the largest in the country. Rich became a Rotary member in 2002 in Ormond Beach, club president in 2012, a lot of great district positions, area governor, card chair, district treasurer, and many others. Rich is also a Paul Harris Fellow, Paul Harris Society, bequest member for the district as well. And then Rich is also involved in a lot of numerous boards down in Volusia County, Halifax Health, and many others. He opened up 3 Dolly Parton libraries in 3 different communities. Let's give a warm South Jacksonville welcome to District Governor Rich Cooper.
All right, thank you.
thank you. Very kind of you guys and gals. So Ed, you know an uncomfortable amount about me just off the top of your head. So that's very cool. Thank you so much. You're getting very good at that. So again, my name is Rich Cooper, hail from Ormond Beach Rotary Club. District governor since July 1st and loving every minute of it. The best part about being district governor is I get out and meet all the interesting people that are part of Rotary. So little bit about why I joined Rotary. As Ed mentioned, my prior career as a firefighter paramedic, I left that in 2002 to join the Family Insurance Agency. My father was a Rotarian at that time, and when I joined, and I needed to kind of learn how to network going from one career to another, I needed to learn how to network and meet people, and he thought this would be a great way. So I joined our Rotary Club, and I enjoyed it. Thursday evening club, it was great for me at the time. I had small kids, and it was a great way to just get away for the evening. You know, some time to myself away from the family on a Thursday after work. I enjoyed the social aspect of it. I started enjoying the networking aspect of it because I was making some business contacts and I was writing some insurance policies for people I knew through Rotary. And this was great. But then all of a sudden, we started to get into the service aspect of Rotary. We started doing some local projects. We even got involved in an international project. And the service part, that's what I had been missing. So as a firefighter paramedic, you go out, you do something every day, you do some work, and you know you're helping people. It's pretty, if you cut somebody out of a car or you cardio hurt somebody or something, you're pretty sure you help somebody and you feel good about it. In a vocation such as insurance sales, you can quantify that. Maybe I'm helping them, maybe I'm not. You feel good, but it doesn't feel the same. But with that Rotary, when I found that service part aspect of Rotary that filled that void I had, I felt like I was truly helping others, and I fell in love with Rotary. I went on, that was 2002 when I joined. I went on to be our club president in 2012, became an area governor after that, like B and Ed. And then from there, I went on to eventually apply to be district governor. And lo and behold, they actually picked me. I couldn't believe it. It was one of those things. I didn't anticipate it happening, but it happened. And bam, I'm district governor. And it's a long process. It's I know we have some past district governors from this club. You find out about 3 years ahead of when you need to take office, or about at least 2.5 years. And there's some training and certain things that you get to do on the way up to hopefully get you ready for the position. It's an important position because as district governor, Rotary in general, it's a bottoms-up organization. So in other words, the Rotarians and the clubs are coming up with the ideas and the initiatives, and they're funneling that up through their area governors or through their district for support and up to Rotary International and the foundation to hopefully make things actually happen. So as district governor, I'm that conduit to get you the resources and information you need to be able to do your good work. So that's part about the position. That's really my sole job, is to make sure you guys are able to be effective Rotarians and effective Rotary clubs. Our district, some of you may or may not know, I don't know how long you've been involved in the district. It's pretty vast. There's 8 districts in Florida. We consider ourselves the Crown District because we're up at the top here. We are the largest district in Florida, and of course the best district in Florida. We have 66 Rotary clubs now, somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 Rotaract clubs. There's a little around 3,200 Rotarians in our district, and it stretches from the very northeast end is up Amelia Island, Fernandina Beach. We go over into Baker County where McClenny is. We go all the way down through all those towns like Stark, High Springs, Ocala, all around Gainesville, and all the way into Marion County where we have 5 clubs, including a club called in an area called Bellevue, which is almost near where the Villages is, pretty far over there. And then back over east to New Smyrna Beach, Edgewater, that area. So pretty big, 12 counties, 12 areas within that, and 66 clubs. And my job is to get to go out and meet all these people, have fun with them, go to their events, go to their meetings. It's a cool job. It doesn't pay much in dollars, same as all the other Rotary jobs, but it pays a big dividend in enjoyment, networking, going to bed at night feeling really good about the work you're doing, and waking up every morning knowing that you have something very important and fun to do that day. So that's our district. I told you about our area governors that are there to support you. So we have, just to tell you, Ed is Ed Lombard from WestJax is the he's the actual AG3, they call it, Area Governor 3. So he's been with me since the beginning. As soon as I found out I was going to be district governor, I had to find somebody over in this area, Area 6, right? Am I correct? Okay. I had to find somebody in this area that I could count on, that could be my eyes and ears and help me make sure we were doing everything we could for y'all. And Ed stepped up and said he would do it. I appreciate that. And then behind Ed, we have B. And she is going to be working with Jeff Michaelman next year. And she's supporting this area on things that have to do with foundation. And then behind her, Jerry Kelly from the Downtown Jax Club. He is going to be the area governor this year for membership, helping out with membership. So we have a ton of resources within the district. We have committees, membership committees, we have foundation committees. We have an innovative club chair that helps start new clubs and satellite clubs and things like that. So there's a ton of support. We have even another level of support beyond our district, and that's called the zone. And we're part of Zone 34, which is a very cool zone because it's very diverse. It's Florida and Georgia, diverse as that is. We also have the Caribbean and 3 countries in South America. So in the Caribbean, there's like 8 or 9 languages there in the Caribbean that they speak. So it's very cool. One of our neighboring districts, 7020, is where Haiti is. And of course, there's they're suffering from that terrible earthquake right now. And I sent out an email earlier this week. I'll be sending out another one this afternoon with ways that we can contribute and donate and hopefully help out our sister district there in 7020. So as part of the zone, there's 34 zones I was telling you around the world, 34 zones. We're paired up with Zone 33, which is just north of us. It's kind of like the mid-Atlantic. It goes up through the Carolinas, DC, that area, Maryland. And they can combine together and have a zone director. So whereas I'm the district governor, I think there's 31 district governors under one director. Our director is Peter Kyle. He is retired from World Bank. He's from New Zealand originally, so he has an interesting accent. He's from, he worked for World Bank in Washington, D.C. He's part of the Washington, D.C. Rotary Club. He's a consultant, I believe, still for World Bank. But interesting thing about Peter Kyle is that he was once for a period of time, the world director of Outward Bound, if you're familiar with that organization. Pretty cool organization. And now we have him working with us as a director in a volunteer position with Rotary. And hopefully he's going to do a great job for us. Within that zone, what does the zone do? Well, they're just kind of regionalize us as in Rotary. And our zone offers us a lot of support. Your very own Mike Dara is part of that. Hey, Mike, is part of that zone support crew, and he has to do with member. I can't remember what your title is, Mike. I'm so sorry. Please chime in to help us out.
Rotary coordinator.
Coordinator, yes.
Oh yeah.
It's so I knew it's everything besides foundation and public image. The coordinator handles. I don't know why they don't just like membership. They could just call it membership and other stuff, but coordinator. So there we go. Mike and is part of that team. You guys know past District Governor Marshall Butler. He's part of that zone team as far as public image. And we have several others. Jeanette, I know, does some zone things. Cindy does some zone things. And so they're all part of that team. And that's kind of one of those things after you're district governor, they ask you, are you willing to participate at the zone level and help out with something? So that's what many folks do. So beyond the zone, there's 34 zones around the world. We have a Rotary International president, okay? That's Sheikh Armetta this year. And Sheikh Armetta, he gets to do one of the best things. He's from India. One of the best things they get to do is create the theme for the year. So if you remember last year, the one was Rotary Opens Opportunities, and it was the picture of the doors opening, and it was different colored doors opening. That's Rotary Opportunities. This year, I think it's right there. Serving to Change Lives. Everybody's familiar with that. When I first heard it, I thought, okay, that makes sense. We're serving to change lives. We serve people in our communities around the world. Maybe we help with a food drive. That's certainly changing their lives. They have food now. We're teaching people to read in places that didn't know how to read, bringing water to people. we're doing all these things, we're serving, and we're certainly changing the lives of the people we serve. But I thought about it longer. I reflected on it more. It's the kind of thing I think about when I fall asleep at night, which usually comes very fast after these Rotary days. But I thought about it and I thought, you know what, maybe it's our lives that are changed. And I've asked people in our Rotary clubs, if I can ask any of you, and it's been a Rotarian for any amount of time, indeed, hasn't your life been changed by Rotary, by serving? It's impossible not to. You can't come to a meeting like this once a week, sit next to all these great people, come up with ways to help your fellow man and woman, and not be better yourself. It's impossible. So as we serve for all these selfless reasons to help others, these are selfless things. There's a selfish reason too, because we're elevating ourselves. We're all becoming better people. I know that's true in myself. I think about all the skills that I've learned from the beginning, 20 years now being a Rotarian, from not being able to get up in front of people and speak to being very comfortable doing it, being able to walk into a room full of strangers, being comfortable introducing myself, feeling confident of who I am and where I come from, being able to have a conversation with somebody about a subject we completely disagree on, but not agitating or inflaming the other one. Intelligent, reasonable, rational conversations. These are all things I've learned through Rotary, all those skills. And just, if you're going to be around people that are successful and achievers, you're going to put yourself around them every day and hold yourself accountable to them. You yourself are going to elevate. There's no way around it. So when we're serving to change lives, just think about that. It might be our own lives that change the most. All right. As International Rotary International President, you also get to come up with initiatives. And Shaker Mehta came up with an initiative to address a membership issue. So Rotary, I told you kind of about our district. We got about 3,200 in our district. There's about 1.2 million Rotarians around the world. And we've been 1.2 million for a long time. Now, during COVID, we were having a membership problem, but it may not be the membership problem you think. We were losing members about the same pace we've always lost members. Throughout COVID, it stayed about the same. What changed, we weren't refilling those slots. We had a hard time recruiting. The value-added proposition, the sales pitch, wasn't quite effective when you told somebody like, look, you're gonna love it. We go out, we do great work. We meet once a week. The meals are great. The people are funny. You're gonna have good networking. Okay, yeah, that sounds great. I'll join. Okay, show up to the Zoom link. And you'll see, show up at lunchtime. Yeah, you just eat whatever you like during the meeting. Just show up to that Zoom link and every week, just show up and you're gonna love it. And so people didn't like that as much. It was harder to recruit during the virtual season that we had. So now we're out of that and we're hoping to get back to more in-person things. We're hoping recruitment's gonna come back and we're gonna be attractive to people. And I'll talk a little more about that in public image. But so hopefully, if we can expose Rotary to more people, we can attract more members. And so Shaker came up with this initiative, each one bring one. Each one bring one. And what he's calling for there is for each of us as Rotarians to bring a non-Rotarian to a Rotary event. It doesn't have to be a club meeting. It can be a social event. It can be a fundraiser. A service project is a great place to bring somebody that doesn't know Rotary. We just want to expose them to Rotary and show them what we're about, okay? Show them who we are, that we're fun, and that we do good work. And so by doing that, we're not going to convert all those people to members. Not everybody's right to be a member, and we don't want to hold back from inviting somebody because you don't think they're a fit for your club. Invite them anyway. They may join another club. Remember, we're recruiters for Rotary, and we're not just recruiters for our club. We're recruiters for the Rotary community. Tuesday at lunch doesn't work for everybody. Breakfast doesn't work for a lot of people. But if you look around, there's a fit for most people. And so we want to be recruiters for Rotary. So if each of us brings somebody to some kind of event, we don't convert them all as members, but we're going to leave a good impression. They may not join now, maybe they'll join down the road. Or maybe it's not their thing. They're too busy, they're running a company, but they got one of their top managers that they're willing to sponsor to be a member once they see what it's all about and see the networking opportunities. Or maybe next time you have a fundraiser, you didn't convert them over to a member, they weren't really interested. Next time you have a fundraiser, you send them something and they're happy to write a check for $500 because they saw the good work that you guys do. They remembered you. They remember the faces and the names. So let's each one bring one and help elevate the Rotary brand. Now that brings me into public image when I talk about elevating the Rotary brand. Everything we do can affect the Rotary brand one way or another. So public image is so important. When we do good things, we got to show people that we're doing good things. Everybody out there wants to hang with the cool kids. And who are the cool kids? The people doing good and having fun. It's universal. Those are the people that everybody wants to be like. And when you put your pictures out there, whether it's Facebook on your own Facebook page here with the club or your individual ones or another social medium, when you're putting those pictures out there, hey, look at us, we're having fun, we're doing good, that attracts other like people. They want to have fun. They want to do good things. And the same when you're out in the public and you're having social events. People are going, who's that great group of people over there, that good-looking group of people over there, dressed up so nice, having so much fun? Oh, those are the Rotarians. They want to be part of that. So when we do stuff out in the community, let's boast about it. Let's get press releases. Let's show the community and the world who we are and that we're having fun, and why wouldn't they want to be part of us? Now, I'll just say it can go the other way too. Remember, if you are a Rotarian and you're representing Rotary, anything you do, any your interaction you have with other people, it can affect things negatively. So I just ask that we always keep that in mind. All right. Now, I was just going to let that marinate. All right. No need to really talk about it. So I'll give you an update, or well, I'm going to get a polio update, but I want to talk first about the foundation. The Rotary Foundation. So we're all familiar with the Rotary Foundation. That's the charitable arm of Rotary. We have the Rotary International. It's more the administrative arm of Rotary. That's who I work for. Rotary International is the district governor. We handle more administrative type things. The foundation handles the money and the doing good in the world. And we give money out to the foundation, and eventually the money comes back to us, and we can spend it in the way of district grants and global grants, send it off to polio. We have a lot of options as Rotarians or as just individuals to donate to many, many, many causes. Cancer could be your hot button. It could be your church. It could be United Way. We all give to these things, and that's fine. I just ask that remember the foundation. It's the part of your Rotary that does the good charitable work. We need to continue to support it. But I can't talk about foundation without talking about polio, our #1 initiative in Rotary. So this speaks to, I was telling you before, Rotary is a bottoms-up organization. One Rotarian can change everything. So back in the mid-'80s, there was a Rotarian, an Italian Rotarian. He went down to the Philippines, and he noticed that polio was rampant there. This is the mid-'80s. Like here in the United States, and most first world countries, the vaccine had been around for a long time. We weren't experiencing anything close to that. He went down there though, and he just saw it was horrible. It was rampant. At that time around the world, there were still 350,000 active cases around the world every year, new cases. So he went back to Italy, to his district, and he said, you know, I have a crazy idea that I would like to run past you. Now this was in Italian. I'm speaking in English. They were speaking in Italian. But he said, what if we could try to eradicate the entire Philippines of polio? They're like, wow, that's a huge audacious goal. Let's talk to our neighboring districts, and they did. And they got together and they said, yes, we can probably do that. I think collectively we work together. We can get enough vaccines. We can eradicate polio from all of the Philippines. But let's go to Rotary International and let's see if they want to pitch in and help as well. So they did. They went to Rotary International. Rotary International said, yes, it's a worthwhile goal. We would definitely like to be involved, but we got to make it one bigger. What are we going to do? We're going to eradicate the world of polio. And we can do it if we get the right partnerships. So they asked the World Health Organization, private governments, from governments around the world, United States, other large governments got involved. Eventually, Bill and Melinda Gates got involved. And we had this huge partnership develop, and we set on this initiative to eradicate the world of polio. That was 1987, I believe, 350,000 cases each year new. This year, 2 cases. From 1987 till now, 2021, 2 cases in the whole world. 1 in Afghanistan, 1 in Pakistan. We're very, very close. Now, what do we need to be considered the world polio free? We need 0 cases for 3 years. In 2014, India was declared polio free. In 2017, the continent of Africa was declared polio-free. Now we're on the verge of having the world polio-free. I want all of you to share in that celebration with me. Now, you know Rotarians have like to party, right? I mean, as Rotarians, that's what we do. But I'm telling you, if we eradicate the world of polio, we will throw a party the likes this world has never seen. I guarantee it. And I want you guys to be part of that with me. Now we got some problems we hope we can work through, right? There's some unrest in Afghanistan, one of the countries that still has it. So hopefully we get through that. We're gonna keep our fingers crossed. But I'm gonna be positive about it. I think we're gonna see our way through this. And I hope next year the clock starts ticking. And by 2024, we can be declared polio-free. All right. We have some great things coming up. We have the Rotary Leadership Institute. Now, unfortunately, that was supposed to be August 28th. That has been pushed back to October 16th on the side of caution. So October 16th at Daytona State College in Palm Coast. That's I know I've seen a lot of you in RLIs here before. Anybody raise their hand that's been in an RLI, had that experience? All right, great stuff. You learn a lot. My favorite was RLI 1 because you get to learn, you get to peel back the onion. I mean, Rotary is this big, audacious onion, all kinds of layers, all kinds of things to find out about in that first Rotary class, first Leadership 1. It's just amazing amount of information that you get to learn. I would encourage everybody to at least take that. If you've taken that, then I'll encourage you to take 2 and so on. It's a great way to meet other Rotarians and just learn more about the organization that you serve. Okay, we have a Vibrant Club seminar coming up on November 6th. That is going to be a World Golf Villa. So that's going to be some training. We're going to have subjects like membership, foundation, public image. That's during the day. And then in the evening, we're going to have a celebration. Rich Turnbull actually didn't get, my predecessor did not get to have a district conference because of COVID, but he will be able to have his conference that evening, and will be some awards from last year, and should be a pretty good time. And that's just down the road. District Assembly and Conference will be in the first weekend in April of 2022. I don't have the venues established yet. We're still working on that, but look for that first week in April. Going to be a good time. And then we have an international convention coming up in June 4th through the 8th in Houston. So one of the best things about being district governor in this district, the best part, is you and your spouse get, the district pays for you both to go to international convention 3 years in a row, which would have started, or did start in 2020. So we were going to get sent to Honolulu, Hawaii for an international convention in June of 2020, but I got to do that virtually. So this past June though, and I was whatever, I get to go to Taipei, Taiwan in June of 2021, which I did virtually, which was fun too. Great international convention. But then next year, of course, we get to go to the very exotic Houston. It's okay. I'll be happy to be there in person, and Houston's not a bad city. I've been there before. It's going to be a lot of fun. Now, I'll tell you, if you've never been to an international convention, I said there's like 1.2 million Rotarians. These Rotarians are from a very diverse 200 different countries and territories. So when they all converge on a Rotary International Convention, they're all wearing native garb, speaking different languages, and they all come together. There'll be 40 to 50,000 people from all over the world, and it's like a melting pot of the best parts of humanity mixed together, and it's a great time. And you would think all these people from all different parts of the world, you're shoving them in a building, it's going to be bad, it's going to be pushing and shoving. None of that. Everybody loves each other. It's a great time. People are happy to be there. You really, I mean, it's your opportunity to go surround yourself with 50,000 of the greatest people on the planet. And it's never going to be closer, definitely not in the next 5 years. The last one that we had was fairly close, was in Atlanta not too long ago. And then this one in Houston, it will definitely be not any closer in the next 5 years. It's going to be a great time. I would love to be there to have a good time and party with you guys. So hopefully some of you can make it. with that, I'll answer, and before I get to the other part, I would have, I'll answer any questions you have from me or about being the district governor, about Rotary, anything like that. Barry, Barry, they got your number, buddy.
No, I just want to, are you a member of the legendary club in Ormond Beach that met at Phillies
Yes, sir.
upstairs?
Yes, sir. We don't meet there anymore. We got kicked out a long time.
I'm not surprised.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Can you talk about the Northwest Jacks Club a little bit with Dale Crow?
Yeah, so we got a brand new club. I think their charter was like August 5th or 7th or something like that. Brand new chartered Northwest Jacksonville. Dale Moe left, he was a past president of North Jacksonville. He wanted to start a club in an area that was very underserved and very much in need in Northwest Jacksonville. So that's what he's done. It kind of focuses right now. They're focusing around Legends Elementary School, Northwest Legends Elementary School there. They're doing a lot of service work in that community surrounding that. And it's great. There's a lot of community leaders, nonprofit leaders, religious leaders from that community that have come in, and it's a service-based club. I mean, they're all about, their whole reason for their club is to do service projects. And it's a great addition to our district. Thank you. And I believe you guys have come out and worked. You guys were out there working with me. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, you guys know all about them. I saw you out there at Northwest Legends, Richard. Thank you. That was a good. We had a mulch pile. I got a picture with Dale that several of you were out there. We had a mulch pile that was, it was like a mountain. It was pretty cool. All right. Any other questions? I have a bit of a ceremony here thing to do. Got. Now, there were supposed to be some names written down there.
They're on the boxes.
Oh, good. All right. Sorry. Yep, sunglasses aren't going to help me read. Thank you. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I can't see anything either. This is for Crystal Brown.
Crystal, all right. Is that a plus? Is that a?
Yes, it is.
All right, Crystal.
+6.
Come on up. Now, if you're aware, very nice. It's got the ruby, the +6 after the 5, you get the ruby, and it's very beautiful. I'm not going to pin it on. I'll let you pin it on. Okay. Thank you, Crystal. So that means that she's been a Paul Harris. $1,000 times 5. Thank you so much for your support for the foundation. Okay, John Pope, +3. Very nice, sir. Congratulations and thank you for support. Would you like to say anything or? Sorry, I didn't offer that to Crystal.
No, I'll follow Crystal.
All right, thank you. Here, can you take your box there?
Sure.
Give the other side to Crystal, I think. Wow, I didn't rehearse that. Could you tell? Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Richard, for having me.
Thank you. We have 2 gifts for you. Patty picked them out and I wrapped them. A wine stopper and 4 very nice glasses with the Rotary symbol.
That's very nice. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for your
Thank
hospitality.
you so much.
Thank you.
Very well. Next week, please remember our speaker will be Andra Wallace, president of Jacks USA. I have heard so many good things about him, and now we get to meet him. Our board meeting is in 5 minutes, please remember. And as we end our meeting, unless there's anything else, and there's not, as we end our meeting, please join me in the Rotary motto. Service above self, one promise serves best.